Hi, I'm back again and I have another question for you for today. Are you the kind of person who knows what you want? Or are you the person who says, I'll know it when I see it? Hi again. This is Diana Alexander here with you all for my, I don't know what day this is now, but I started last Sunday committing to a challenge to post something on social media every day as a part of the launch of my new LLC, Diana Alexander Consulting, through which I will be consulting individuals and organizations on leadership, how to develop as a leader, doing some coaching, some mentoring, some consulting, and a whole lot of speaking at events and different times, places for different purposes. So today, though, I have a question for you, and that question is, are you the kind of person who knows what you want, or are you the one who says, I'll know it when I see it? Well, let me tell you something. As a leader, you really need to know what you want. I remember someone telling my husband and I years ago when we were starting a business that if you're trying to go somewhere and you don't know where you're going, then you won't know you arrived when you get there. And at the time I thought, what? But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that made a lot of sense. Because if you're not purposeful and intentional about where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to be, then you don't always know you've arrived, or you really don't even know how to get there because you don't have a map. True leaders know where they're going. Now, that does not mean that along the way you don't evolve. That the more you expose to things that you thought you wanted, the more you see, okay, maybe that's not quite it. I want to tweak this a little here and a little there, and I think I want to turn this corner here just a little bit because that's more in line with who I am now, with who I have matured to be now that you've got some experience under your belt, maybe some education under your belt, some mentoring under your belt. You've begun to see the world a little more clearly, or what it is you want to do a little more clearly. Maybe you've had some experience in an organization and you see, that's not quite what I thought it was from the outside. But now that I've been on the inside, I understand better. And that's not exactly what I want. I think I want this. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing at all. In fact, when people say, well, I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up, I always say to them, well, I know for me, I just want to keep growing. I don't believe we have to grow up. We have to be mature. But we can continue to grow and we can continue to evolve and redefine where we want to go and what we want to be. But if you're not even trying to define it, you're pretty much just saying, I don't know, but I'll know it when I get there. Life and leadership is not the same as going shopping. There are times I go shopping and I have a sense of what I want, but I'm not absolutely sure. But once I pull out a bunch of clothes that's kind of in that direction and try on things, then something goes, bam, that's the outfit right there. So it works like that. But it doesn't work as well when it comes to life and when it comes to you being a leader. And definitely not when you're trying to mentor or coach others who are trying to be leaders. So my advice to you today is to start defining what you want. But you kind of have to back up to one of the other days when I talked about knowing who you are. Once you figure out who you are, it's easier to know what you want because you can align it to the person that you are. And that is vitally important because if you don't align it, unless you're just lucky, it's not going to match up with what you bring to the table, with how you feel, with the kind of work environment you want or business environment you want. Nothing's going to line up quite right. And we don't want to wait for lucky, right? I think we talked about that yesterday. It's not about being lucky. It's about knowing your skills, knowing who you are, knowing what it is that you want out of your leadership, knowing where it is you want to go. Where do you want your skills to take you? And then you can chart a course. And as you chart the course, you can tweak the course along the way. You may be on the course driving in a car and something great happened. You get a mentor who elevates that car for you to a jet plane, and you're able to get to where you want to quicker. So you're going to change the way your course has been charted a little bit. But that's because you found something along the way that will speed you up a little faster towards getting to your goal. This is what I'm doing as I have my mentor in Dr. Sonia Stribling. She's trying to help speed me up towards my goal. So I've been tweaking. I didn't have any plan to be on social media like I am now. But listening to her guidance, I'm tweaking my course a little bit, my path a little bit. But I'm still heading in the same direction because I know who I am. I know what I want. I know where I want to be. How to get there sometimes needs a little tweaking. So, only thing I wanted to share tonight is know where you want to go. Know who you want to be. Don't just wait for luck to say, oh, I'll know it when I get there. Once I see it, then I'll be sure. Because what we see is what we create. And if you're not creating that vision that you see in your head and bringing it to reality, then there's no telling where you're going to end up. So again, I'll be back with you tomorrow, letting you know more about the free masterclass that I will be teaching on next Tuesday, September 9th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be giving you information on how to register for that class. It will be online, on Zoom, free, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on September 9th, which is this coming Tuesday. So more to come, and it's all about leadership, and the title is The Top 5 Mistakes Women in Business Make When They're Trying to Move Up the Ranks. Now, it is for women, but the principles are applicable to anybody. So if you're saying, I really want to come and listen, that's fine. I'm not going to turn you away. But my target audience right now is women in their careers. So I look forward to seeing you there. Hopefully you'll be able to register. Regardless, we're going to have fun. In the meantime, I'm Diana Alexander, and I'm out.